So let me give you my best in this last one. Super simple, less slides, simple content, simple concepts. No hanging around in the bushes. The first one saying, choosing optimism. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I put a lot of work. My girlfriend left me. My boyfriend left me. Things are not working. My university is not going okay. That's what you do, and that is a choice. I'm not telling you that your boyfriend left you, that is not true. He left you. That your girlfriend left you, I'm not telling you that's not true. She left you. I'm telling you that that is not supposed to hurt you. No, I'm not saying that. It hurts you. It feels pain, and the pain is real. But you are choosing, and then you lock yourself in your room, and then you put the fucking freaking music that you used to have together, and then you cry, and then you look at the ceiling, and I'm so lonely, what's happening to me? What's happening to you is that you're choosing to lock yourself in your room, to listen to that stupid music, and look at the ceiling, and that's why you feel lonely. That's what's happening to you. You are choosing that. I'm not saying that the pain is not real. I'm saying the suffering is a choice. I'm not saying to stop feeling it. I'm saying that pain is real. You are intensifying it. And that is a choice. And then, this is the t-shirt that he gave me, or the sweater that she gave me. Still smells like him. That is a choice. And you laugh because you do it. And what I want you to understand is that you are choosing stupidity. You see, that is what they are choosing. It's not making sense what I'm saying. And then, it doesn't go to the relationships, but I'm taking it there because most probably many of you have felt that. But it is the same. We have 1 quarter to go, and my NSC has failed to achieve all the goals that we have set for every quarter. We're going to make it. Why? Because we're in the conference, and you come here, and then you inject the enthusiasm and the motivation. How many people from your NSC are here? And then you go back home, and then you try to bring this enthusiasm and the motivation to the other people, it doesn't work, and then you allow that is there to suck you down, instead of choosing to not do that, and instead of choosing optimism. And when I'm saying choosing optimism, I'm not talking about the fluffy shit of, what a wonderful day. It smells like shit in the plenary. I love it. Wow. That is fake. That's not what I'm talking about. What is it that I'm talking about? I'm talking about staying positive is a choice. It's not an occurrence. It's not just going to happen. And those days in which you say, today was a wonderful day, it was a beautiful day, somehow you have worked for that to happen. The thing is that you don't notice that. There is one book of Paulo Coelho, and he says something that is beautiful, and it really spoke to me, and I think that is going to speak to all of you. It says, that huge victory that today seems sudden is nothing but the recollection of small victories that passed unnoticed. And I'm going to repeat that. That huge victory that today seems sudden is nothing but the recollection of small victories that passed unnoticed. And because we do not realize that, we think that, suddenly today is a good day and I'm lucky. No, motherfucker. What happened is that you have had a lot of small victories that have built up on this moment, and suddenly, in this moment, you get elected ACP, or whatever happens to you that is great. But it has been building up. The thing is to wake up, to be more attentive of my choices on behavior so that I can choose optimism. So, 2 questions. And I know that I'm over-polarizing this, but I want to over-polarize this because I don't have too much time. So I just want to make 2 extremes of the same thing so that you see it. And the first one says, what would you prefer? To assume that things will go wrong and then find evidence to confirm you are right? I'm going to focus on developing my members. But what will happen if I focus on developing my members? I'm the LCBP IGB. I'm going to focus on developing my TLs and my mentors. But what will happen if I focus on that and then decide to leave? Who will bring the changes? So I better do the changes myself. What will happen if you actually decide to do that and then you decide to stay? That's what you lose sight of. Because what you do is that you look for what is it that will go wrong, and you are looking for the evidence that proves you right. My girl is cheating on me. And what you're doing is you're looking for the evidence to prove that that is right, and suddenly you become the worst boyfriend ever. You know what your girl is going to do? Your girl is going to cheat on you because you are annoying. That's what they do. That's what the brain does. Because it's by default. But then there is something called consciousness. And then you can choose to believe that good things will happen and then make every effort to create them. But this is too much work because I have to move my ass. And that is what makes the difference. The difference is the subtle reptile system inside my brain that says do not change. You don't need that. Stay where you are. You are okay. Chill, dude. Why do you need to make the extra effort? Because it's really easy to think it, and it's really easy to say it. And actually it's really easy to do it, but you just don't do it. And the ones that do it, then they shine. And then I don't like them. Because I find them arrogant. They're not arrogant, they're actually doing their job. That's how I choose optimism. Not by putting a fake smile on my face. Everything is beautiful. No, everything is not beautiful. Things are fucked up. And that is not okay. I'm not saying that things are fucked up and they're okay and I'm optimist. No. Things are fucked up, and not everything is wrong, but if things are fucked up, this is the most fucking incredible opportunity for me to go and make a difference. Connect this with the previous sessions that I have been giving you. Remember, lesser opportunities is the birthplace of true leadership? That is to choose optimism. There is a quote, and the quote reads, if you think you can do a thing, or think you can do a thing, you're right. That's Henry Ford. There are different ways in which it's written. I remember reading it saying, if you think that you can do something or if you think that you can't, in both cases you are right. Again, the same extremes, what will you choose? I don't have enough time to fix all the shit. Then go and fix whatever you can fix in the time that you have. I'd rather don't show up. Then don't show up. That's what you're choosing. It's your choice. I want you to understand that. The most important part here, not in solution, it is solution-oriented, but it's about staying positive in the face of uncertainty. In both cases, it boils down to one thing and one thing only, choice. To realize it is my choice. Nothing else and nothing more. And I can right now bomb you with a lot of my personal stories, which I definitely don't have the time, but some of your EVs have heard me those personal stories. But they're not only of me, of many people that we know. And those stories are powerful. The thing is your story powerful? And not because you say it, but because you're living it by choice. And then you pass through shit and actually you go and fix it. By choice. And then it says, the emotional scale. This is one of the most important parts here. It is to understand what is it that I'm truly feeling. This is not that I created it. This is made by research. You can even Google it, but you don't have to Google it. Why? Because in the materials, in develop.isaac.im/d, you can find the whole theory of that, and it's there, and it tells you who the researchers are, in which year was the research done. What I want you to understand is love and gratitude is the top of the scale. And then I get excited, and then I'm content, and I'm hopeful. And my problem is that I have heard a lot of hope and hope and hope in this conference, which is a beautiful thing. But it accomplished nothing. The role of hope is to get me from optimistic to content. So that I understand what is content. Content is I understand that what I have is enough and that I can work with that. Once I do that, then I can get excited. Dude, if what I have is enough and I can work with that, I can do shit. And then you go and do shit. And suddenly you feel love and you feel gratitude. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have. I'm grateful to this fucking ISM organization that is giving me the chance to do this and this and this. And suddenly something changes. Pessimistic is not on the bottom of the scale. Pessimistic is just there. And if you're a pessimistic person, it is just a job to be optimistic. Why? Because it's just a choice. The choice is there. I want you to understand that the whole thing boils down to this little dot here. Because once you jump to the yellow part, you can start working up. But once you go from the dot down and you stay pessimistic, that, like the small victories that pass unnoticed, the small thoughts that pass unnoticed, start accumulating, and then you start getting angry. And you can use your anger to go up, but normally that's not what you do. Because instead of saying, oh, I'm so angry that I'm going to change it, what you do is, I'm so angry because of this motherfucker, and then you point, and then you blame, and then you discharge pain and discomfort, and that releases the anger, and you do nothing. And then you feel miserable, and then suddenly you're overwhelmed, and you have too many things to do, and I'm failing university. You're not failing university because of ISX, sorry. You're failing on university because of yourself. And you are using ISEC as the excuse to fail university. Because most probably you're studying something that you don't like, or you don't like the teacher, or the way that education is being run. And then you join ISEC, and then you blame ISEC for failing university, when actually you are failing university by choice, and you have the excuse of ISEC to blame ISEC for failing university. And then you leave ISM because your parents push you to leave ISM, and then you feel miserable, but you are not going to do any better at university. And then instead of spending the time that you used to spend in ISM in the university, then you start spending that time in being miserable at home, and overwhelmed and desperate, because how I am still failing, but now I don't have the excuse to tell my parents that I'm failing university because of ISM. And then you are fucked up. Everything is your choice. Don't blame. Blame is a way of discharging pain and discomfort for something that you're not dealing with. Once you start dealing with what causes the pain and the discomfort, then you are choosing to stay optimistic and positive. That doesn't mean I'm happy, which is what I want to go through. And it says uncertainty is the only certainty here. And knowing how to live with insecurity is the only security. And it is a choice. The more you are certain of things, the more your life is a failure. Because we live in a messy world. We have forgotten to feel the feelings. How do you feel? I feel that we have found a way of moving forward. That is not a feeling. We have found the way of moving forward. How is that a feeling? We have forgotten to feel the feelings because we think that feeling the feelings is weakness. Actually, what it makes you weak is that you don't fucking even know what you're feeling. And because you don't know what you're feeling, you cannot deal with that and you cannot actually work it. I feel depressed. I feel exhausted. No, exhausted is not a feeling. Exhausted is a physical condition of the body. How do you feel? I feel tired. That's not a feeling. I hate those checkout moments with the buses. In a conference, when you would check out, how do you feel? It was a beautiful day, I feel tired. I want to smash them in the fucking floor. And I just breathe. And I still want to smash them against the floor, but I let it go. That's not a feeling. And then we have forgotten to feel the feelings. Yes, I don't say I feel tired. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I feel satisfied. I feel this inner. And then suddenly something starts happening, which I start becoming more aware of who I am, and then I can orient myself toward solutions, toward what is next. but I forgot to feel the feelings. I'm scared of feeling the feelings. Then, positive is not happy, and that is what I want you to also understand. People think that staying positive is staying happy. Hey, let's all be happy. Joy, happiness, those are different things. Don't forget that. Staying positive is not about that. You can have the worst day of your life and feel the pain. They broke up with the girlfriend and the boyfriend, failed the exam, apply for LCP. The day of the election, you apply for LCP, you don't get elected. It happened to me. I applied for LCP, I didn't get elected. I applied for MCP, I didn't get elected. I applied for PI, I didn't get elected. And I was LCP, I was MCP twice, and I was PI. Because I fucking didn't quit. Because I didn't run away to my house, blaming the people. Oh, these people hate me, they didn't elect me. The stupid motherfucker, which is what you do. You know that. Why am I going to kill my own opportunity of enjoying what this science career can give me because of a moment? I didn't kill it, and I was able to live what I'm living right now. And I'm not telling you I'm perfect. No, I'm the most motherfucker that exists at all. But I'm positive. At least that I have. Is that making sense? Is that choice? And then it's not about being happy. I can be extremely sad one day, but I can stay positive because happiness is not the point. And staying positive or optimistic allows me a room. It's a room. So this room is the room of the people that are positive. Inside this room, we can cry. We can have anger. We can feel anger. We can feel depression. We can feel whatever. But then it moves. We don't get stuck into that because what is the optimism? It is the fact that regardless of the emotion that we have, we move on. In the pessimistic part, we got to dwell into those things and point fingers to each other, trying to avoid the responsibility of doing something about it. So, 3 things that are important here. Number 1, our experiences in life are a result of how we interpret and respond to our surroundings. Our experiences in life are not about what happens to us. A lot of shit happens to us. Our experiences in life is what I decide to do when that happens to me. What do I decide to do when I apply for a position and I don't get elected? I'm talking to all the TLs that are in the room that are going to apply for EVs right now. Some of you are not going to get the position. What are you going to do? That's your choice. Imagine that you run, because I'm in the team with him and he's the elected LCP, he will select me. No, if he's a smart one, he will select you. If he wants you in your team and you feed the team. But if he doesn't have any obligations to you. And if you are one of the LCP elects and you think that you need to choose somebody for your team because you are forced to, you are stupid. You don't choose the team because you own anything to anybody. You choose the team because there is something wider and bigger than that is your LC and ISC in India overall. And what is it that the vision of how you want to lead that to be? And have the humanness to be the complete man or the complete woman that you need to be in order to speak with that person and say, I really appreciate you as a person, but I'm sorry, this is not the moment for you. Otherwise, you will carry that with you. Let's start growing up. You are all on your 20s, so it is about time, right? The second thing here is saying our emotions literally change our bodies on a cellular level. Scientifically proved, finally, Google it, you will find it. The way that I feel affects the way that my body behaves at a cellular level. And the more I can start programming myself to stay positive, the more healthy I'm going to be. The better my physical condition is going to be. And vice versa, because it becomes a cycle. And then I start walking more, I start being more physically active, and then I feel better, and so on and so forth. In the opposite direction, I just keep on doing this, and it's funny to see some of you walking. Follow me, I'm good at sitting. Good. No. Just no. And number 3, We have powerful capabilities to choose positive emotions and ways of thinking. You believe you don't? It's a choice. I already told you that in the previous one when I say, oh, they are confused. Okay, let's work on that confusion. What questions can I ask you? I don't know, I'm confused. Okay, so what makes you confused? I don't know, I'm confused. Fuck off. You are choosing to be confused. But we do have capabilities to challenge that. You have them. I don't need to give it to you. You don't need a training on that. You have them. You just need to use them. You need to choose smartly. That's the only thing. Choose who do you surround yourself with. My best friends. Come here. What's your name? Anshaman. Yes? So you're my best friend now. So we are walking, and I'm telling him how depressed. No, you're telling me how depressed you feel. So be depressed now. And then I go, dude, everything's going to be okay. And I pamper him like he's a fucking dog. And that's what we do to each other. We do that to each other, you know that. And then I go like, everything is going to be okay, don't worry. No, things are not going to be okay, you don't fucking do anything about it. But that's what I say. And what is this that he feels right now? He feels that he has my attention, that somebody cares for him, that somebody loves him. And what is it that I feel? I feel, and this is unconscious, but that is what truly happens. What I feel is, this is going to be funny, but it's not funny. This guy is so fucked up that it doesn't matter how fucked up I am, I'm better. So this is so cool. This is what happens at subconscious level. Like literally. I'm not making it up. And that's why these relationships are based on victimization of each other. And then the more he becomes the victim, the more I like it, because the more I feel better. But then when he does that, I come and I give him even more. What do you want? Whatever I want. Because I give him that, and he becomes the victim, and then suddenly he's dependent on me, and I feel powerful, and then he feels okay because he feels that somebody loves him. And this shit is a poisonous relationship. Thank you so much. Go think about that. But you're not my friend anymore until you don't change that. And then what kind of relationships and friendships are we having and nurturing? I think it's such a beautiful environment to have real relationships of friendship that could last forever, but not these ones. Is that making sense what I'm saying? When I say we have powerful capabilities to choose positive emotions and way of thinking, one of those capabilities is to choose who I hang around with. We become the average, or you can also Google that. We become the average of the 5 people we spend more time with. And if I spend the whole year a lot of time with my EB, you better create a good relationship in that EB, because the more you hate these people, the more you are becoming like them. The more you are not doing anything, the more you are becoming like them. Even if you say, no, I don't like it, then what are you doing right now? You are becoming angry. And it's not just the 5 people that I spend more time with. The worst part of all, it is the 5 people that spend more time in my head. And normally, if you actually start paying attention, it is not my best friend that makes me feel awesome, and we talk and we fight with each other and we make ourselves grow. I'm really happy when I'm with her. But she doesn't spend that much time in my head. But spends time in my head is the other motherfucker that is wearing green, and he has a shirt that I like, but I don't have it, and then, but he thinks he is. And then when I walk alone, I'm thinking about those fights, preparing the fight. I'm going to have a conversation with him, and I'm going to tell him this and this, and he's going to tell me this, and I'm going to respond, ta, 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 ta. And then these people spend more time in my head than the people that should spend more time in my head. And that is also a choice. So, rather than repressing or trying to get rid of these negative feelings, because when you start to get rid or putting them on the carpet, on the rug, ignoring them will not make them go away. Is that making sense? Suddenly you will start feeling the stings here. Those are all the things that you have not worked out. So instead of repressing that, choose to interpret them and to respond to them directly and differently. But you have to face them. You have to face those things. You have to face those relationships. Since we had the elections, you have changed. And I'm sad and upset because you used to be one of my best EB members. And you didn't get elected. And since the elections, you have become an unsufferable bitch. And I don't understand how that has happened. I want to be here for you. But I need you to want to also realize that it's a choice. NCP comments, if you're not having these conversations, you are not doing your job as leaders. It is about choosing to interpret this and choosing to interpret what is it that I can do differently and having the balls to actually go and have the conversations that you have to have. And that's how you remain positive. Otherwise, this becomes a cancer, and I don't want to sit here, and then suddenly my team breaks apart, and that is all boiling down to your individual choices of not having the guts, the courage, and the bravery to go and do what you know you have to do. And it says, when you stay dormant, which is what I just explained, your life is at risk. When you dare to take a step, you take a step to take a risk. We have a choice, yes. A choice to choose to dare to get to our real reasons on earth, or to choose to live in mediocrity and conformity. Boils down to a choice. And I'm closing with this. How can we use our current experience in ISA to enhance our capacity to stay positive? And I'm not asking this collectively, I'm asking this individually. If I am a TL, how can I use this experience for me to enhance my capacity to stay positive, to make choices? If I am a current LCP, if I am an elected LCP, if I am an EB member, if I am one of those candidates that apply and didn't got selected. I hate when people say, I lost the elections. I was not elected for LCP once, for MCP once, and for PI twice. I didn't lose those elections. I just didn't get elected. It's different because I was not in a fucking race. In a fucking race, you lose the race because somebody won the race. In an election, you are not racing. You are just putting yourself out there, and people that are voting, they define if they think that you are the right person for the right need in the right moment. That doesn't make you better or worse than the other. And in a lot of cases, the only thing that makes me win is how sympathetic I am and how close to the voters I am. And then that even takes it one step away. So I didn't lose any election in ISF. I didn't got elected 4 times. And that changes the rules of the game. I'm not trying to hide it under the rug. This is a real belief that I have. No, actually I lost one election because I fucked it up myself because I was pissed and I did a horrible thing. That's true. That moment I lost. That's not. Yeah. Long story. And we don't have time to actually use exactly half an hour, as I said. It always starts with one individual. Are you willing to take the defining move? The defining move is to make the choice, to transform that possibility into this is what I'm going to do. The rest is drag. The rest is disguise. The rest is bullshit. The rest is drama. And the rest is what does not allow countries like India, and I'm not talking about lives in India, countries like India, with the richness, with the resources, with the amount of people, with the diversity that it has, to move forward way faster. And it starts with you guys and your choices. You want to know more about this, you know where to find the develop.ic.in/link. That's what I have for you. The whole idea of these 4 presentations, it was not to have sessions, but to give you the content in a way that you start feeling, I want to go there and I want to explore what is there. Because it's there. and it's the workbook, and then you have to read the questions, and you go through them, and you stop being scared of the content. It's not complicated. Just go there and go through that, and if you don't understand what it is, then you just sit with somebody else, and you have the choice to ask that other person and sit together. Otherwise, it's a waste of the resource. But it's there. That's what I want you to know. It is there. Everything that I have given you, it is there. And it's written like that. It's not these slides, it's complete text. You have seen some of them, you know it's there. Make sure that you use it. And if you don't, it's your choice. Thank you so much.